And we're back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Change my background to
everybody.
behind the scenes again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a costume change too.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
oh, dang.
I
yeah,
just really like being in the locker room.
I'm here for it. I don't know if I want to use my last one. I don't think anybody got my last one.
What was your last one?
What was the last
Yeah,
one?
what was the last
Show
one?
us the last one.
It was like the Matrix green screen.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that.
I like that.
I liked
Cool.
it.
We got Keanu. We got Mr.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah, that reminds me. I'd like to thank my wire fighting team for all they do for Patchwork on Mitra. Thank you. I appreciate you. Patchwork couldn't fly without you.
True. This is true. Yeah. Oh, goodness. So, I guess we've got a couple episodes that we were supposed to kind of catch up on, right? Like episode 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
What
We
happened?
kind of had an episode.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Amazing.
It was the one where we made up a bunch of shit thinking. What was
Yeah,
gonna
about
happen
the Dairy
next.
Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You stinkers. And your Dairy Queen.
What'd I miss?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome back.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
We've just been pulling people in as they arrive.
Thank you, Zero.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Zero. It was a lot of
Thank
fun.
Yeah,
It's
thank
fun
you.
to
Some warmth.
Ooh, yeah. Warmth is a good thing. We like that.
For sure.
Yeah. So, thoughts? You guys just got a whole lot of backstory out in front of the whole group for a change, which was fantastic.
Yo, you just killed us.
Oh, you want? Wait, we want to go to that piece for?
I
Okay,
mean, I
yeah,
feel like
all
there's an
right,
elephant
all
in the
right.
room, and the elephant is deaf.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about the breadcrumbs leading up to the elephant, or the peanuts, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, you're dead now. All of you.
We are dead.
Yay!
It's my first
Finally!
TPK.
And going to another
Finally.
circus.
Yeah.
Or our party can be circus related.
This
Now that I'm
literally is
thinking
just
about
going to
it.
be a series of us going to more and more elaborate
Just,
circuses.
honestly, that's the whole campaign.
Yep.
Also, Colonel Blob, thank you so much. It is good to be back. It was not a voluntary break. I will say that much. Yeah, I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it is. I missed all y'all's faces, and it is nice to be back and playing with you guys again.
We're so glad to have you back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, depression is a hell of a drug, y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
Especially
is.
with ADHD. The two of them, not a good combo.
What a
yeah.
delicious cocktail of, oh god, my world
Such a
is
fun
ending on the
comorbidity.
inside.
Yeah, truly a comorbidity that it's just not a fan. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, I feel like the two, or individually, both the ADHD and depression, I think, are things that run in the TTRPG community at an unusually high rate. Whether or not TTRPGs are a comorbidity, or those are the comorbidity of TTRPGs, remains to be seen. But here we are.
Which comorbidity came first?
Chicken and the egg. It's a classic tale.
The depression and the TTRPG.
Yep. Tale as old as time. So yes, you guys are dead.
Weird.
Welcome to the Black Ballad, by the way.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
So
oh my
cool.
god, I'm so pumped.
So freaking cool.
I've tried so hard to die for so long.
I have one character that died that I never want to play. He died because I wasn't paying attention when it was supposed to be like a heist kind of a thing, and I was not paying attention because I was a little drunk. And the DM was like, "Oh yeah, and if you see this guy, don't fuck with him." But I missed that bit, and I stabbed him in the balls, and then he literally split my character in half with a great sword.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was level 7 or 8, and I was level 3.
Yeah, you
and
might
he-
have deserved that.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, that'd do
I fully deserved it. Yeah, the DM was like, "Ben, this was
I
the
said one thing.
character, the one character to run from," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I did miss that bit, didn't I? Yeah.
I mean, you learn, don't you? You
Uh,
through fire and flames, you
Yep.
learn.
I fucked around and I found out.
This
Let
is an
me
important
tell ya.
lesson. Don't drink and dungeon dive.
It's true. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Or at the very least, don't drink and not pay attention to your DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
As Alex goes ahead and takes a sip.
takes a sip of my glass of pure vodka.
Is vodka straight?
That
No, this is not vodka straight, but I have at one point during one of our
Okay.
streams drank vodka straight out of a water glass.
I believe I remember that instance.
wow.
But you'll never know when
Was
it
it
was.
intentional?
Yeah, no, I poured it into a glass and then I drank it.
It accidentally fell into his
It
glass.
just
and
it
then
fell in and then it
into
fell.
his
The glass
mouth.
fell into my mouth.
Wait, did you forget
Oh, no.
to put stuff like the other people? Like
I just didn't have anything else, and I was like, well, it'll just look like I'm drinking water, so it doesn't even matter.
I feel like you have multiple containers of Dasani, but some of them may have vodka and some of them may have water. You just never
Who
know.
knows? It's also
It's a
kind of
gamble.
like roulette every time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
this
say-
is kind of roulette I can get into.
That is. I feel like that is the purest form of Russian roulette because you're using vodka.
Yum.
Yeah. Also, Zero. I've definitely done that before, where it's just like, oh, this is now a like. This is
100%,
3
yeah.
cocktails and not 1 cocktail.
Yep.
And Colonel Blah, I also feel you on that. Katie is immensely helpful when things get real bad. So I don't know about my other fellow neurodivergent babies here on this call, but when I get into a particularly bad depressive cycle or spiral, I guess is really a better word to describe it. The thing that I need to do is communicate, and the thing that I am immediately the most unable to do is communicate. Cool.
We are the same. It is the same.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
You just
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
answer anything and
I
don't.
need,
t-
I
yep.
need to rest.
Go
I can't tell
MIA.
anyone that I need to rest.
Exactly. Yeah.
They'll be so mad.
Yeah.
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 We don't want to
Yeah.
disappoint, and
Yeah.
because we're such loving, open-hearted people that we don't disappoint, that we don't look at ourselves and take that step back. We need someone else to do so. That's why having that partner is so great to have. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I am extremely fortunate to have a partner who I mean, I'm bad at communication to begin with. Like that's the ADHD side where it's like I will see a text, I will draft a response, and then I will not hit the send button. So
Yeah,
I think
Ben's real
my
good
favorite
about that.
interaction was over Christmas this year when I like happened to end up in the same city as you two with like an extra day, and I was like, oh, also, whoa, let's get drinks, and then like literally 30 seconds later, Katie was like, you should just make plans with me because he's already scrolling TikTok.
oh,
I was like-
yeah.
But like instead of just she knew you weren't gonna come back. But that she would want to.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, she's amazing. And I'm capable of supporting her with the things that she goes through, with like anxiety and all of those things. Like I know how to do that, but I can't take care of myself.
Frozen
Oh, am I?
or
Hmm?
There we go.
Am I
What?
back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can't take care of myself, but I can take care of others. So I do a great. I'm on it when Katie's having a rough time, and not on it when it's me. So yeah, it's good to have a partner who can advocate for you when you can't advocate for
Mhm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You really took care of us today, didn't you, Mr. Murderer?
Yeah, by
Yeah.
murdering us.
Right.
Take
Yeah.
care of us.
Listen, I liked it a lot.
You murderer.
I am. It's me. Stop it. It's I truthfully is this is probably the most comfortable I will ever feel killing my entire party. It's like not
That's
really a
not
thing I
true.
like look for. Okay, listen, Zeki, don't put me on blast like that. The way I look at it is, if you all do something stupid and you deserve to die, then I'll enjoy it. But if you're like trying really hard and it's like, man, the dice just are like absolutely shortchanging you, like I don't feel good about that.
Mhm.
Well,
You know?
yeah, I mean, because then it's almost like there was no agency of the player
Yeah.
to like have
Yeah.
that idiotic moment that like caused them to die.
Yeah,
Rather,
like-
you know what I mean? So
Yeah, like you saw
I
a
get it.
dragon, so you ran at it. Like, bruh. I've done that, and my DM very, very kindly was like, "I'm not gonna kill you immediately."
The dragon's too smart to just kill you immediately. They want to know why you're so stupid.
Truly, the dragon was like, "So what the fuck was that about?" And I was like, I wanted to talk to a dragon, and now that I'm here, I don't know what to say." Yeah. It's like 10 minutes of me being like, "I'm a dragonborn, you're a dragon, we're like cousins," and he was like, "No, we are not the same." And I was like, "That's fair. That's fair."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, we did die from dragons. Well, I guess it was Patchwork who died from a dragon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Patchwork died from dragon.
Yeah.
And the rest of you got killed by a pixie.
By a pixie. Oh my goodness,
Nice.
how pride.
Right.
At least you were human sized at the time.
True. Makes it like a little bit less embarrassing.
Yeah.
I had to arrest 3 people in my party because they insulted the mayor. Okay, that's real as hell. The number of times that I've seen groups do like some really like crazy shit where they like will piss off the like ruling party or person, and then DMs are like, "Hey, I guess I'll let you get away." It's like, no, there's fucking consequences. Fortunately, we haven't. You guys haven't pissed anybody off yet, I don't think.
Not yet, anyway.
Not
Well,
really, no.
Circus
No.
people.
Well,
If-
questionably Mechanus.
Mm.
Also, yeah, you definitely trashed some of the circus. I feel
Whoa,
like
whoa,
they-
whoa, whoa, whoa! Those Modron trashed the circus.
Yeah.
It's true. I think they'll
Just-
remember the Modron.
I distinctly remember some very intentional choices being made by the party, but in fairness, nobody else was around, so that they let it slide.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, we just like burned down one tent, right? Like we didn't burn down
Yeah.
the entire festival.
Maybe.
This one.
Yeah, tents catch fire all the time.
Do you
It's
think?
fine. Yeah.
Is that a
Pretty-
thing?
In Mitra, it's pretty common.
In Ohio,
I mean, I get. Oh,
There were enough guards around. They definitely put out the tent. It didn't all burn to the ground.
Yeah,
Just did a
it's-
little
fine.
damage.
They're
Also-
used to fires. They happen a lot. I'm really trying to sell this.
Okay,
is this
rule.
Did
canon?
we use? I mean, I know we had lantern. Well, we didn't say if we had lanterns because I guess we could have just broken a lantern instead of having Corny light it on fire. Do they use lanterns in Mitra? We have flipstones.
we have
have,
essentially cell phones.
Like, what is our technology level?
I
Do we
mean, I don't
have
think-
gas lamps? Like what?
I think that like a majority in I think in more rural areas you probably run into more like people are saving their magic for things that are more important. But you know, I mean, there are plenty of cantrips that allow you to you know control flame. You know, I feel like it's easy enough for the average person to be like, yeah, I can use like a you know a candle and a lantern or something like that. But I do think that in like more populated areas, more densely populated areas, someplace like Galza, which is a capital city, you're looking at more magical fire than you are like, oh, we're burning oil or a wick or you know anything like that. Yeah. But okay, so we've touched on the fact that you guys are dead. Oh, R.I.P.
Hi.
Oh
The
no.
silence was too long.
But
We thought that to go.
oh, no.
we had a whole bunch of backstory come out, some of which was less than pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
We dug.
They're
Yeah.
hard, especially
Yeah.
at Alistair.
Yeah, for real.
Yay.
Hey, welcome back.
Sorry,
Welcome
my
back.
internet decided to total party kill my connection.
They do be like that sometimes.
I understand.
Yeah. Do you guys have? I'm actually so I'm very curious if like you the players or your characters have any like burning questions, and it's like I know that this is not the time to ask this thing, but like I have to know. Like I'm very intrigued by like what the machinations are in the background of all of y'all's minds, either for each other or like maybe you guys had some pointed questions for Giovanni about like, okay, so we're all connected. What the fuck, did you know this?
Yeah. I mean, I will readily admit that as the note taker of this group, I have at least 2 full blank pages that just say, go insert this person's note, like these notes, because I was like invested in the moment, but also halfway blacked it out.
Yeah.
So for all I know, like, yeah, I think I probably have notes on Patchwork, like questions for Patchwork, but I didn't get them. But like, I am so curious about just a lot of the like Mechanist and Reclaimer, and like, will they come for you or us? Because you kept using, I think the most interesting one to me that I did note while we were doing it was that you said, if they believe I have perished. And that one stuck out to me because believe doesn't really compute with the rest of the.
Oh yeah, I hate to say that was me not playing my game very well.
I mean, and that's fair, but I also that was a hard moment for you to game. I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no. I mean, to sort of like get inside, like a monodrone is like the bottom of the hierarchy. So like it's really like a question for me to discuss with like Ben, like how much would this like low level, essentially like binary counting entity know of like how the energy gets changed, you know, when it's like orders just come down from above. So like asking Patchwork the intentions of, I think I put this in the chat in the actual play of like, it's like asking the guy who cleans the bathrooms of like the Empire State Building 10 years ago, what like the owner of the Empire State Building is gonna have for lunch. You know, it's just like
yes.
it's like it all Patchwork can do is just like give you the answer, you know, and like this is the fact of the matter. Like the Reclaimers are for Mechanists and they come to reclaim.
Yeah, but I'm super curious to see where that piece goes.
Me?
Because I did note that.
Too.
I was like, I believe you've perished. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder if that was like a one-off, like, I mean, obviously it wasn't a fully one-off, but like, is that something we're going to have to contend with again in the near future? Or, you know, is that going to be like a pop-up suddenly out of nowhere? Great, we'll get stomped again.
Hoping that being dead, that they can't follow, but who knows how the weave works with all the planes and their passage.
Yeah, considering that the Motron just marched through all the planes, like, when the fuck ever, you know?
Yeah. So here's the thing about, I think, this moment that you guys find yourselves in, where you are in this place where I think actually, like, no joke, I think, Patchwork, you are probably the, I mean, I won't say for certain, because other people are going to play in this space and will have the ability to you know, make up their own stories. But at least within the world of Mitra, which is going to, you know, we're going to just canonically, like the Black Battle and the Sunless Crossing are going to be part of that. As far as I'm concerned as a DM, you will be the only Modron to at least to have gone there currently, maybe ever. Which is like a fun thing in and of itself, to just be like, and then, so, you know, then if they're trying to keep track of you, like, what does that mean? If it's like, okay, so, you know, let's say that the bookkeeping is good, right? And they're like, okay, we got all of the Modrons we sent back. We are missing Patchwork's energy, right? Like this reclamation is incomplete. But if they were to do any kind of like scan, we'll call it a scan. If they're going to do any kind of scan for you, you are not fucking there anymore. So I that's going to be an interesting one to see play out. And I like, full disclosure, I don't know how that's going to end at this point. So we'll see. I might leave that up to some dice rolls.
Was that part of Patchwork's thought process on being like, yeah, maybe killing is a good idea? Maybe. Mysterious Modron.
Modron of mystery.
Secrets.
You
All I
him,
got.
secret?
I'm super curious, Ryan. What the big like I think a lot of the group was very willing to jump in on the idea of like let's do this, like let's make it happen. And Rev in a what feels like somewhat a like non-typical fashion was like, let's pump the brakes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought about it, and I actually like, we've talked about the fact that I have like a chunk of my notebook that is just Rev things, and it's in my Rev things because I like took a couple minutes to like figure it out for her. I think it was kind of a combination of all of it at once. Like, we had unveiled a lot of stuff all at once, and Rev had been totally on board for like, yeah, I can go to the circus and I can do this thing, and sure, we'll go back and we'll look at it, and that's fine. Sure, boss, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, Courtney likes to solve mysteries, and Alistar has this tragic backstory and is trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? My brain has turned to mush.
Redeem?
The tone for it. Right? And that's not who Rev is. Rev isn't an adventurer. She's never wanted to be an adventurer. She went to school and she makes things, and that's what she wants to do. And she went to the circus because her boss asked her to go to the circus. But there's a big jump from, hey, will you go check this thing out at the circus for me, to will you die and go to another plane? And I actually started like having these thoughts last session we played during the fight, when she only had a dagger and she couldn't really do much. And I was just like, she needs to figure out why she's still here and what's going to keep happening, because this is bigger than what she had intended. And so it was a combination of having just been in that fight and having been way out of her depth, having watched a multitude of them almost die, and having almost no way to bring them back. We got pretty lucky. We all happened to still have not used our health potions. And then to couple that with, suddenly she finds out she's connected to these people, and that Giovanni knew. And Giovanni put her with these people on purpose and manipulated her into doing this to an extent. Like, he knew she wasn't going to say no, and she knew that this might unveil things. He knew that this might unveil things that she didn't know, right? Like, the person she trusted has manipulated her a little bit. And the text from Rosie, the guilt trip of like, it would have been nice to hear it from you and the kids missed you. And realizing that if she did this and it didn't work, she would be just disappearing on these kids the same way adults disappeared on her when she was a kid. And she panicked. She freaked.
That's super legit. Yeah.
I didn't know until it was happening that she was going to. And was like, shit. She has to say yes for plot reasons. She has to say yes because I want to say yes, but she's freaking the fuck out. So we went to chat with Rosie.
Yeah.
And now she has a giant ass weapon.
Hell yeah. I am intrigued to see if there's like a longer conversation that is going to happen between Rev and Giovanni, sort of following this. Like, hey, like, I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, but you need to know that like that was not okay. And I think sort of like more generally, you guys are all now seeing that like, yes, he is your benefactor, and yes, he like absolutely has your best interest in mind. But he's playing a larger game than just like taking care of you guys, and to some extent, not that you're pawns necessarily, because he is invested in you individually, right? Like, he does actually care, but at the end of the day, like, he's trying to achieve something that is much larger than just
And I
like,
think there's a
helping
piece
you
of
guys
Rev
out.
that like if he had been straightforward with her on this mission of like, hey, I'm also like, there's gonna be some folks like the people I'm putting you with. I also think you might connect with, and I want this done, but I also want you to like get out of the house more. Like there was a lot of like manipulating of both the relationships and the behavior for her, that especially after 2 days straight of being mommed by Azad, that she also doesn't like, and like we've already seen some of that tension, and we've like Katie and I have had like brief passing moments of like, we know we're going to get into that eventually, like we know that is going to happen eventually. I think she just snapped, and I think that reckoning is fully on the table.
Yeah.
Of like, I've always been straight with you, I've always thought you were straight with me, and now what?
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting conversation, and I'm very excited for it.
And to be clear, she still loves all the people she's ended up with. Like, she truly still is super on board for Corny and Billy and Alistar. Like, it doesn't change, I don't think, her relationships with them, because she knows that they didn't know, but it does make her question the people Giovanni put her in the path of going forward.
Yeah. I mean, he's got an agenda. You guys are part of a larger agenda. Yeah. And we had a request from Colonel Blah to touch on Alistar, your backstory, because he was unable to catch it and is quite curious. And I think that there were a bunch of questions that were all sort of like levied at Alistar, which was definitely too much all at once. And there were a lot of answers that were not given, which I thought was sort of fun. That was like, hey, we're gonna like let that slide for the time being because we realized that might have been too much. But I do wonder if those are questions that'll get revisited. So I guess, do we want to just do like a quick recap on like what was discussed?
Yeah, sure. So it seems like at the beginning, with Alistair knowing about and I'm blanking on the experiment number that we had discovered back when we first saw the scrolls.
Oh gosh,
I think it was like 20 something.
It was a pretty low number. Yeah. You
but
guys also haven't gone through all of the sheaves of paper, which that's a thing for a future episode. But yeah, sorry.
It seems like everyone was interested because it seems he had some knowledge that they didn't know, and he had revealed that Rex, who is Azad's husband, might be working with Mother, who was a hag that captured, kidnapped, stolen, who knows, Alistair as a young bugbear pup, or whatever you call them, and trained him basically to snatch little kids from their homes to be dealt with experiments. And there were others, like this one experiment person who also did the snatching, but then Corna was one of these snatch peoples for Mother and experimented on and things like that. And it seems like that she perhaps might have something to do with all these issues that we're running into with these pots of energy and life force from the forest and things like that, which definitely Alistair's goal is to stop Mother at all costs because he feels responsible for whatever's happening. That's it in a nutshell, I guess.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a big old.
We gave our favorite bugbear a panic attack.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
So to follow up,
Sorry,
I guess Zendara could also ask, like, what do we all think about that? And like, I kind of have like this like separate thing because like part of my backstory obviously is tied up with Alistar, so I kind of want to know what happened, with you, Ryan, Rachel, and Alex.
Well, I've been thinking about how Bill is reacting to all of this, and I feel like he has such little experience in life that he just like doesn't know not to just immediately trust people based on what he's getting from them at a given moment. So like, he knows Corna, he knows Alistar, he's learning about this evil past, but it just seems like a different person, and he's like, well, he just like sort of can't reconcile those two things, so he's just going to accept the present Alistar because that's just all that he knows. and who knows if like the dark backstory is sort of bubbling somewhere in the back of his mind and might come up later. But I think for now he's more worried about a lot of other things compared to Alistar, his dark past. You know.
Oh, did Neener die? Oh,
I just assumed Neener did not die. I was like, I in my head had a little conversation and I patted him and let him sleep. But Neener can die too if he wants to come. But we had mentioned him.
You're just protecting all our bodies in the
probably
room.
it's just like sitting like I don't know. I
Curled
have
up in like
sitting on my ears.
Billian's lap and just
Yeah.
like watching all of us.
yeah.
Mhm.
And Katie says that Azad was not phased.
Katie, go to bed.
Yeah, one, but also I want to know. We'll get to that next talk back.
Yeah.
Go to bed. Go to bed. It's more important.
Yeah, feel better.
Well, I mean, okay, you should go to bed. But if you are still listening, I am very curious on like with Alistair admitting that he kidnapped children and all that, and with Azad being a mother and that motherly figure, how their relationship will grow, or like how it will build over the course of whatever happens next.
That
Yeah.
will be interesting.
I mean, I think there's some interesting tidbits of information that have come out. There's also some like,
Your sister's getting me medicine. I'm waiting for her.
Go to
She's
bed.
coming to
I
coming
have
to
a
yell at
mask
me.
on so that
Hitting
she
me
can
with
give me the
this.
medicine. No, okay. So
Oh my god.
So I was gonna say, I feel like stop it.
unreal.
I feel like she has experienced and read so much shit at this point, and because right now the only people she really feels connected to are Patchwork and Rev, I don't even think she processed it in the moment. I think it was very much like, yes, another horrible thing that a person has done, of course, but also I'm so much more focused on like everything else, especially the stuff with Rex. Rachel, shut up. Sorry, was there another question? Did that answer the question?
I want to know how Azad feels about Rev snapping at her, because Rev lashed out hard and Azad took the brunt of it when she was like panicking, and
she was pissed. She was not like I didn't really talk to you very much after that point.
you did not. Yeah.
Because it's like I think what did you say? You said, oh, you were like, well, I have people that I've seen like a couple days ago, like you haven't seen your people in however long. And I think that like, I don't know. I'm curious to see next week how long it takes.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, especially because like you're the two that Rev has known the longest, even though she might not be not wrong. Even though like Rev might not consider you like super close best friends that like share their emotions all the time. We're dead.
Yeah.
In a different plane.
I know.
Each other.
Well, the other thing that I was thinking after I got off and realized that I didn't remember most of the last 20 minutes of the session was that I feel like right now I'm treating you like a child, and I feel like by the end of this it's going to be more like sisterly.
That's kind of also where I see that our relationship ending up, but I also fully see it having the blow up in the middle that gets us there.
Well, I feel like that's what has to happen to be able to get to that point.
Absolutely.
It's like we need to come to Jesus, and I feel like this might actually be the vehicle for us to have
this
that.
adventure might be part of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Or the right after this adventure when we get back, kind of.
Okay, I'm being yelled at. Goodbye.
Yeah, go to fucking bed.
You're getting yelled at because we love you.
You're getting yelled at because we love you.
Okay.
This is Rachel.
Getting yelled at because I need
out
you
of
for
love.
tomorrow and Thursday.
It's good shit. Or at least it tastes good.
Okay, we have more.
Oh, we have more?
Okay, but wait till you're done.
Oh
you
my
can
goodness.
let them- I
This
told them
is
to go downstairs.
Take the party out of here.
Thanks for having me. To come down.
We're
Go to bed.
We're live right now, Emma.
Zeki says we're live right now, Emma.
Come say hi.
He goes, oh.
Goblin.
Champion says go to bed.
Oh,
I mean, my dog abandoned me hours ago.
Tolerance.
Oh gosh. Delightful.
Oh goodness.
Little sister
Oh,
coming over to take care of my wife. My wife.
How I?
Isn't that the funnest sentence to get to say? The
It's
funnest
so
phrase.
weird, but it's
It never gets old.
I-
It never gets old. Alice Bryn, say it.
my wife.
I
Yeah,
need to be mad at her for something, and if I say it, still.
it's one of those things. Like I made the joke so much before we got married that once we did, I was like, oh, it's not a joke anymore, but it still feels like a joke. I don't know. It's a great time. But yeah, that the dynamic between Azad and Rev is something that I've been very interested to see. So yeah,
Yeah, because
I'm
they're,
also-
they're not too far off in age,
no, they're not.
and
I mean, Rev is what? 20,
I think we said she's like 22, 23. Like she's like just out of college.
she's like 6 years younger. There's like a
Yeah,
very
it's not
small difference,
Right,
all
like
things
my
considered.
actual sibling is about that,
Yeah,
but she's different, right? And it's,
I mean, my sister's 14 years younger than I am, right? Like we're looking at like a much
Right,
smaller
and
age
I
gap
think
than lots of
we-
people have.
I think it's understandable that Azad immediately fell into like this little like cave gremlin needs taking care of.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, like Katie said, I don't see that being where our relationship ends up at the end of this story that we're telling.
Yeah.
But we got to get there first.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Colonel Blah, it's also one that I am very intrigued about the
Yeah, I
Alistar
also-
/ Azad relationship of being
Yes.
sort of these like parental figures.
Bugbear Daddy.
Yeah. And like, is that a thing that continues for the whole campaign, or do you guys eventually hit a point where it's like, I think Omar, you and I had talked about this a little bit. Of like, do you reach a point where it's like, oh, I've been feeling like I need to take care of you, but in reality, like you are perfectly capable of taking care of yourself or yourselves, sort of as a larger party, and like, does that eventually change the way that you guys sort of view your roles, your like social roles, or I guess parasocial roles, really, in regards to the party, or like what does that end up looking like? So I am super curious. I'm kind of curious, just like how Alistar feels about the group currently. Like, does he like after the fight with the Modron, in which a lot of folks kind of handled their own shit. Like, does Alistar feel more or less protected or protective, or more or less like you need to be the protector? I mean, obviously mechanically designed to be sort of like the frontline tank, right? So there's that, but I think more in terms of like his feelings about what he needs to do for the group.
Yeah, I think right now I can totally see him taking a step back. Right now, he didn't see what everybody else did in there. All he knows was this gigantic fucking Modron or whatever Dron that was,
Yeah.
and fought it, and then come back and everybody else was either half dead or not. So he totally thinks that he failed. People were down, and now this is basically his calling to protect everyone. And I think eventually, I don't know, eventually I would hope that he would grow enough to trust everyone enough to take care of themselves, kind of that sense. But I don't know, because he definitely sees Korna as like his, like someone he must make sure must grow to his ultimate potential. And then there was a time when he reached out to Reverie even, and seeing, because he's a hero, he wants to be a hero, like, so that's his self-image is being someone. He doesn't see himself as a hero, but he wants to become one. So he wants to make sure everyone else can live up to the potential that he doesn't think he can, but hopefully he can do. So, and that was like what his inspirations were, reaching out to Reverie at that moment when she was waning on joining the group. But he's also super awkward, so it comes out like, so every time he tries to do it, just does not work out. And being a monk, trust me, step of the wind will be if you ever approach Alistair and like kind of get him in that type of situation, good luck catching him though, because he will step of the wind away.
True. Somebody's gonna have to take Sentinel to keep him in one place. Yeah. I
really want to hear about how Billion's just doing. because
Yeah.
we literally just found out your family is in
Oh
a
my
jar.
god, yes.
Well, there's so much going on with my family because my family is Bill's family is quite literally everything to him. They're the only people he's ever known in his whole life. And there was some trouble before he even left with them. And now they're all dying, which was very comforting.
You're welcome.
And now he's with you guys. And I think it's just like he has so little emotional, like a breadth of emotional experience and experience with many different kinds of people that he's just sort of like trying to like shut everything down and just be positive and forward moving so that he can fix the issue. But that is not, I don't think, a sustainable tactic, maybe.
Yeah.
As we get deeper into literally being dead and interacting with all these other people. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens when he actually does need help. He needs to rely on the people that are with him, that are not his family, that he's never had to do before. Yeah.
It's also a lot to process to be like, hey, so remember how your family were being dicks? Well, it turns out it's because their life force is being drained from them.
I mean, they were always kind of dicks, so it's like how much of the dickishness is life force?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Billion might be the one that got the most rocked this week, in that you found out that about your family and that the forest is being sucked out. So like both of those things. And that these two random beings that you have befriended from the woods are very different than you knew.
Yeah, well, at least one of them.
Well,
yeah, at least one of them. At least one of them.
Yeah.
Is very different than you knew.
And like, I don't know, I feel like there's like this level of backstory that like I just never told Bill about because like Corna did not think it was like important, because like I feel that like the whole dynamic between Corna and Alistar is very much like after like the big fight and climax of like the movie or whatever, like the two friends just like hold hands as they like walk out of the forest together kind of thing. And like I feel like that is like where the two of them are. And so when introducing him to Bill, it's like, you know, like I can't change the past and all the things that I don't even like want to remember. Like that's like another thing. Like y'all were asking me like what I remember, and I'm like, I don't remember shit because I don't want to remember shit. I might be forced to later by this guy over here on my left, but you know, like for now, like I don't remember things because like I have like locked them away. And so like Corna is really coming from such a place where it's like he met his patron in the middle of the woods, lived there for like 5 years, and in like after like 4 like years or whatever, like patron kind of just dipped out on my own again and finally meet Bill. So it's like so it's like
we're gonna come back to that later about your patron, and we did not.
Not touch
later.
That. I was gonna say, speaking of reveals that then
things
just kind
I
of
should
like
add
got
to the
glossed
notes
over.
of questions to come back to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have that list.
So I feel like really like from like my own like character's perspective, Corna's really focused on the future because the past really isn't even like worth visiting. And Alistar has like kind of, you know, like learned the way of being this monk and like has like learned the ways of like honestly being a hero and like is instilling that in Corna. And like I think that is like the coolest fucking thing. It's like learning how to like walk from like an older brother kind of thing, and like learning how to like, you know, do all these types of things. And it's like a very cool relationship. So it's like, yeah, Bill, this is like my older brother, you know, like did my older brother like sometimes like punch me in the arm and like give me a stinger or whatever? Sure, but like also still my older brother. So I guess like that is kind of like the weird thing where Bill's like, well, fuck, I didn't know how bad he was at one point, but like also
And I never
was
asked.
he
Right?
didn't ask, and also like I don't think that Alistar would have done those things if like Alistar had the opportunity to know a different life. You know, like the only thing that Alistar knew was like working and doing things for Mother and making Mother happy. So I feel like in Korna's own way, he has like rectified that imbalance of like, okay, Alistar wasn't the bad guy there. And like I can't hold that against him. And also I'm alone in the world, so like maybe it's not worth holding on to, you know?
That's a lot of sage thought from a 9-year-old.
Hey, a very wise
adult.
9-year-old.
That's the other thing I'm looking forward to seeing grow is Azad's. God, I wish Katie weren't sick.
I know.
Azad's like inability to see Corny as an adult.
I love that. I think it's hilarious.
I absolutely do too. And the moment we said that you were so short and 9 years old, even though that's full grown, I was like, this is going to be a thing. But like, how does Corny feel about the fact that she's just like, you're a child?
I think it's like super. And Korna, like, I don't think feels any kind of way about it, other than the fact that like maybe he feels like anxiety over it because Korna doesn't always have to talk like this. He can kind of talk like a young adult, but like because of traumas, he talks like a smaller kid.
Hmm.
Okay.
And is, you know, so it's like I feel like one day Azad is gonna be like talking and like Korna will just like join in the conversation as like a grown-ass adult. And like it's gonna like completely flip her over and not know what's going on. But like I feel like there's gonna have to be a lot of like stuff worked out, you know? Like maybe once Mother is taken care of in some way, shape, or form, we can see some of that growth. But like that was also kind of like some of like the physical character development that I wanted to kind of like evolve throughout this campaign, as well as like as like a like reference to what's going on mentally. So that's going to be really fun with Azad.
I enjoy it so much.
So Ben,
Yes.
one of the things that popped into that Katie popped into our private chat while we were talking about like what comes with us to the dead zone, was that it's only things that have an emotional weight to them. And you kind of went that direction with you only brought the scars that meant something. How much of that are you playing with, right? Like not even touching the patchwork arm thing, because that is a whole nother bag of worms.
That was the one thing where I was like,
right.
I don't know if the
like,
rules apply to Modrons the same way, because it's never, the plane's never had to deal like this sort of reconnection of things is, you know, like you guys know that there is a goblin with a peg leg, right? Like clearly your body doesn't always reform.
Right. Well, and we didn't even ask or have the chance to. Does Alistar still have the necklace that keeps them, that gives them their strength and prevents them from basically falling apart? Like, yeah.
Or is his body back to what his original strength would have been had he not been experimented on? I don't know.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I
know what questions you asked me before we did that, but I don't know what you asked everybody else before we did that.
You know, I think it's one of those things that's a conversation that we haven't actually, I haven't had with Omar, and nor is it a conversation I had with Rachel. I was like, I'm going to make this call on the fly here because I think it's going to be an interesting thing for Patchwork to have to deal with. But I think for Alistar, I guess I'm curious, like how much of that history do you carry with you as something that you own and not something that happened to you? Like, how much of that is like, do you attribute to like, this was done to me, and how much of it is like, I own this now, this is my body, whether or not it's the one that I started with, it is mine. I think that's an important distinction for Alistar to have in order to make that determination.
I would definitely see. And then speaking of like emotional attachments, I feel like, because one, he's been experimented on for a very long time, and then it kind of used to his body, but this is the last thing that Mother gave him, and for all intents and purposes, that was his mother in a sense. So
Yeah.
it's still, no matter if he feels responsible for like defeating her, it's still someone who's took care of him for quite some time. So it probably could have traveled with him, because even when he was fighting, so there was a little bit of glimpse of what he used to be when he was fighting the Pentadrone. He went wild and crazy and started just going ape crazy and just slamming down, and like he dropped, or his necklace came out, and that was the only thing that snapped him back into reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Like so I would say like he does have would be a very unhealthy emotional attachment to it, because Mother is evil and terrible person.
So bad.
Yeah. Not good. It's interesting. I like to make villains that have like backstory and grit and are maybe even potentially likable. Mother is not one of those villains. She is just pure, unadulterated evil.
Can't wait to do that.
Like even in like Katie had a flashback in session 2 where it was like her meeting Rex for the first time, who's like charming, gregarious, a little flirty, handsome. Like probably at that point, like near the peak of his MMA career. Which, God, that was such a fun thing for us to go on. It was
Hilarious.
Delightful.
I cannot believe I had to write that down.
You're very welcome.
I hate it, but it's also definitely a t-shirt we're making.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Rachel, I need you to wear it in the ring.
Okay, I'm in.
Incredible.
Great.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it like a muscle shirt. It'll be like the muscle tanks.
Hell yeah.
Like a pump cover.
Hell yeah. I want that on a sweatshirt.
That too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I want it on a crop sweatshirt.
Ooh, we do have those. We can make that happen.
we can do that.
Hell
All
yeah.
of the above. Muscle
Yeah.
tank and
Katie's
crop
correct.
sweatshirt.
Our entire wrestle school would adore it. So I'm just saying.
Done.
Perfect.
Matching joggers. We'll make a whole
Oh
outfit.
my goodness. We could do flip flops too. Anyhow, point being, like there's this character who, like, yes, he is super fucking evil, but like, I don't know. I think of him as being I don't know. In like when I was trying to figure out who he is, I imagine him as being not dissimilar to Strahd. For those that have played The Curse of Strahd, like, yeah, he is pure, unadulterated evil, but also like is like charming and funny, and like has a lot of like other like qualities that make him an enjoyable character to play, but also potentially to interact with. I don't think Mother's going to be that way for you guys. I think it's just going to be like she is going to try to weaponize any little piece of information that she has on you. And it's gonna be like it'll be a brutal fight psychologically, as much as it will be a brutal fight in terms of like the actual mechanical stuff. Yeah,
I think lingers. I don't know. I mean, like, Mother's been telling Alistar to do many things, so I'm so stoked to meet
and
Mother.
that's gonna be that's gonna be a juicy one. I'm excited.
Oh no, has Alistar still been working for Mother this whole time?
No. Alistar is a good person right now, but I mean, like,
Now, this is my
old
question.
habits die hard.
Oh no.
There will
That's all
be
I
some
gotta say.
saving grows, let me tell you.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited and terrified at the same time.
Just to chime in on the joggers conversation, I fucking hate running. I love me some
I
joggers.
despise running. I can literally tell you the exact date of the last time I went running. It was
seared into your
2019.
memory.
Hell yeah.
It was September 22, 2019.
Wow. Fuck yeah.
That bad, huh?
It was the last Frisbee tournament I played before I retired. And I have not worked out since. So last time I ran.
Nice.
That's why I like wrestling. The ring is very small. There's not a ton of running.
Yeah, I played.
I was a
sports
lineman.
running.
I was an
True.
offensive and defensive lineman, so short bursts.
Hell yeah. Very dangerous over short distances. Oh, Katie left her phone up here. My goodness. Yeah. Motherfucker out of the army. Oof.
Patchwork.
Yes.
Your arm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Let's dive into that.
Wasn't not
You're
expecting.
distressed.
Yeah, I had no other way to put it because I was like, this is fucking up Patchwork so badly, like, and like not being able to contextualize why it's fucking them up so badly. You done broke my baby.
Excellent.
You broke my child.
My child. It's
My child.
broken.
It's broken.
Reboot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure like how much to like dive into it because like these are my juicy little secrets,
Also fair.
you know. But like Patrick being symmetrical like belies sort of this idea of we're broken, you know, like this loss of arm has sort of been the physical manifestation of like this malfunction, you know. So it's like
Something
I don't
easy to
know.
point to.
Yeah,
Like, see? Broken.
broken. It's like, you know, it's a real chicken or egg with like this rogue Motron of like, did they break before the arm was lost or did they break when the arm was lost, you know? And that's those are my things to know. How did the arm come lost? But yeah, it's just it's really integral to like Patchwork's sense of identity, and considering that like this sense of identity has been long fought for. Like I don't know what Patchwork's gonna do or be like. Right now it's just a little shell-shocked rogue Motron in the afterlife.
Yeah, that was like, as I was describing them, I was like, huh. This could be fun.
Indeed.
I'm gonna just throw a big old curveball the way of our sweet little Modron.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I was not expecting that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's oh goodness. There was another thing that I was hoping we were gonna get to tonight that we didn't get to, and I'm so excited.
All right, well then, why don't we end this talk back with wild speculation for the night?
Wild
Yeah.
speculation.
Yeah, what's y'all's wild
speculation?
speculations for what's gonna happen, either in this like intermediary plane or after
Peg's
the
peg
fact?
leg is Patchwork's missing arm.
Oh,
my
shit,
Yeah.
that'd be
God.
so funny.
Oh, we've broken Rachel.
Not to Rachel again.
Wait, I take the peg leg from Peg?
Then you'll have 3 arms.
I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't know. There's choices that like I almost was like, is Patrick gonna do that? And I was like, I don't know. Wild speculation. We come back from the Black Ballad, and suddenly Patrick's an automaton and not a Motron.
True. True.
My wild speculation would involve based on the questions that Ben asked me before we played today, possibly giving away something he wants to do while we're here. So I don't know if I want to do that on Ben.
Save the juicy details for next time.
Yeah. But like Rev might have to deal with some shit.
Might have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can tell you that from here on out, from this moment out, at all times, there is a chocolate frosted sprinkle donut in Rev's inventory.
Yeah, that is also
Like once we get back, that's the first thing she's gonna go buy, and she will replace it probably every like couple days to a week,
Just in case you die.
Just in case.
I mean, if we get like
Just
a
in
bag
case.
of holding, you could really
Does
cut
that
back
keep
on.
pastries from going
I mean, I
stale?
feel like it's like
The
a
vacuum.
it's like a vacuum void space kind of thing.
Wait, so do things die if you put them in bags of holding?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes, they
they'll
do.
suffocate. Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
But we
Thanks.
were able
Something
to
a
put
newbie
patchwork
would
in
not
it
know.
last time because patchwork doesn't breathe.
Doesn't breathe.
Yep.
See, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
that
should
makes
have
sense.
just
But it
done
wouldn't
that in
work
the
for
first
any of us.
place. It would have been such a better idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes of air on the bag of
Minutes of
holding.
air.
Yeah.
But so I think the donut would still go stale.
That's fair.
Or at least Rev thinks it does. So she would probably still replace it. But yeah, she for sure carries a donut constantly. Just in case.
Can't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that was my that character I had such a fun time putting together because I was like, what do I name a character who's a shepherd for dead people? And I was like, Amelia Marrow. Like a meal of your marrow.
Mm-hmm.
She's so nice.
She's so nice.
Yeah.
I loved her little like
Terrifying name.
southern connection.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sorry that I couldn't enjoy her because my whole world was falling apart.
That is
Ooh.
okay.
Wow, that is a good point. If a donut goes stale, is that the same thing as dying? So maybe I just let them get stale, and then I'm just sending a constant stream of donuts to the plane.
You give them over to the legendary gold dragon. Be like, could you send those?
Can you power word kill this donut?
Yeah.
It's got somewhere to be.
Yeah.
It's the weekly shipment. Don't
question it.
don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the I will say the like southern accent and the last name Marrow I actually stole from Pat Edwards, who has Johann Marrow is like the shepherd that I have met through his playing with him, sort of doing our like little introduction to the Black Ballad stuff. And his like Johann just has this like lovely southern accent, and I was like, fuck yeah. It's like the Marrow family or whatever.
Yeah, it's a family business.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe not all of them have that name, but I like to think that like the Marrows that are here, it was a Marrow escape. Get out of here, you.
Love it.
Honestly, again,
Again.
still just mad I didn't think of it myself.
Love it.
Yeah.
I want to play the one shot that is the Marrow family, right? Like we're all Marrows who have to like
shepherd the most
either shepherd people, and either some chaos appears or something goes wrong, and they have to like go get all the souls.
People start,
or there's a Marrow who like doesn't
people
want
start
to
going-
be a Marrow, right? Like doesn't want to do the job.
I'm just gonna make a note of that right now, and I'll talk to Pat about that because that sounds fucking hilarious.
people start becoming alive again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
And the Marrows are like,
Alistar.
the fuck?
Omar, what is your wild speculation?
Oh yeah.
Wild speculation. All right. So since the word wild is the adjective here, I will go and say I think that we'll definitely find the book, but we're gonna run into Mother and Rex, and then we're gonna find out a little about their plot.
And Rex.
You think Rex is gonna be there
I think
too?
Rex is gonna be here too. He's deals in everything. What is he? What was it that Ben said?
Rex-
Arcanist, whatever.
I mean, we don't know much about him, but just the little snippets we have, Rex doesn't feel like the kind of person who would do his own dirty work or take risks. Like, it feels like if he were going to come to this plane for the book, he would send someone rather than come himself, because that puts his body at risk at home. Someone has to look over it. He has to trust someone to bring it back. That just doesn't feel like the gentleman that's been described to us.
Maybe
might have
that's
his
what
own way of
Mother
getting
is
in.
doing there.
Yeah.
Maybe. That'll be fun.
Maybe
Right.
Patchwork his mother.
Fucking hell.
Whoa.
That's my wild speculation there.
Oh my god! Imagine if I was like, "Oh,
You have
by
no,
the way,
no,
by the way, Rachel,
no information.
here's
inside
your
information.
new character sheet. Your
Oh
mother now."
shit!
That would be wild.
Damn.
Wild. If you want to see me fall apart again, go for it.
Oh my god! Wait,
Doing that to anyone would be wild. Like, by the way,
Mother is a hag. What if we have some covens to deal with? Because hags always run in threes, if not more.
Mm.
And is Rex involved with this coven? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
Rex rhymes with hex.
It's true.
Also rhymes with sex, but that's probably less pertinent to this particular
Or
Yeah.
not.
time.
But more important to like the kids that Azad has.
That's a fair. Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
So we've got Rex and sex confirmed.
Yep.
Got it. He's in the coven.
It's quite possible. You never know. You just never know.
Alex, what's your wild speculation?
You're muted.
I already said the peg leg.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
I think that's the only one that's actually going to happen.
I love you're like putting that on me. You're like, bitch.
I have a
It happened.
Hmm.
Zeki, did you speculate?
I have not speculated.
Hmm.
I think I'm the only one that hasn't.
Yeah.
My wild speculation, purely just for this next session, is that we are going to uncover a much larger and darker, like, multiversal plot. You know, like, I feel like,
I agree with that. We have a lot of information for episode 3.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a lot
I
of
was thinking that
intertwining
today.
already.
I was like, we have a lot of backstory and information and details already. There's no way this is this buttoned up.
Exactly, right?
No, I'm
Especially
just telling.
for-
I'm just a simple DM telling a simple story.
Right? Like, we ain't here to play a 1-shot Benjamin.
Yeah.
Or a 3-shot or a
I mean,
6-shot.
I
Yeah,
don't know
just-
how to DM anything that short, so
Just a simple GM grinning at the concept of multiverses.
I don't know what you're
And that's
talking
not
I would never-
terrifying.
I don't
Everyone
smile.
votes for you as a suspect. You're sus.
Ben, your mustache makes it so much more obvious.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
God damn it!
It's
We
so
tell
true.
that.
I blame Jake
Why?
because we're taking this trip to Disney, and he's bringing his mustache back, and he's like, if we don't have matching mustaches for this trip, I'm gonna be so bummed. So I have mustache wax coming in the mail, and this is gonna be a thing. We're gonna see how long it goes.
I'm
Stick it
excited
Okay, I
around.
need
for it.
pictures of
Yes.
the two of you with your
Oh,
mustaches.
it'll happen. Don't even
Okay,
worry.
okay.
Sweet.
But
For
also,
sure.
mm,
Rude. This is why you're married to Adrian, Ryan. It's fine.
yes, correct.
Adrian is, I assume, incapable of growing this.
As far as I'm aware.
Hell yeah. Adrian, quick, grow mustache.
Adrian just like appears out of nowhere.
Just big handlebar mustache,
Just
like
big mustache.
She's suddenly Lumiere from The Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. Yes. Which incidentally, I might be my favorite one-shot character to play. Great time. Love that guy.
Yeah.
I thought you were just talking about
Solid
your
vibes.
favorite mustache to try to grow out. I was
Yeah.
like, where are you going with this?
I mean, also that. Yeah. I
Your
mean, if I'm going to
aesthetic
do a mustache,
inspiration.
I might as well do like a curly mustache, right?
Oh yes, with the handlebar.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Colonel you were. That's right. I remember you were there, Colonel Blah. You saw. Oh goodness, candlestick monk. What a great time. Or candle holder monk.
Anyways,
Anyhow,
I think we're
Anyways, you were
deviating.
speculating. So
Yes.
sorry.
No, that was my speculation. I think we're gonna get a little bit weird in a good way, because I think that the overall plot, I think, is gonna have to deal a lot more with Rex. And I feel like someone who is that involved with so many things is probably doing some like weird,
Brandon,
Almost,
you were hiding
like-
your mustache.
yeah.
maybe.
I think
We can see you grinning. Your
yeah, right?
eyes and
Your
your,
eyes,
cheeks
you-
are still giving you away.
you got those high cheeks.
Those impish eyes.
But I feel like it's gonna get into like some like steampunky Victorian-ish like experimentation with magic and stuff like that, and I feel like that has to do with like opening portals and doing all the gothic stuff. So I'm excited for that.
If I
That's
just
my
smile
wild
the whole time, you
speculation.
can't tell when I'm.
Ben, stop. Giving it away.
You remind me of something with this dash, and I can't remember, like place it, but I'm gonna find it and send it to you. I don't know what it is.
Terrified. Yeah, Zero, you're not wrong. Zeki does.
Yes.
Zeki's wild speculations are like insulting in that like he knows how my brain works,
Is Waluigi.
which means that oh no.
Yes, you're right. That is what it was.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hang
Yes,
on.
that
hang
is.
on.
It's the purple background and the black clothing with the mustache. That's what's getting.
Yeah,
me.
you need
Yes.
a tennis racket, my dude.
Yes, that's 100%. Thank
You're
you.
Hang on,
perfect.
Give it
hang on,
the
I gotta do-
wah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give it
I'm
a
just
quick
gonna
whack.
do a quick one of these.
I gotta go to the Nintendo store now. Get you a proper hat.
Just want you to know this is deeply insulting.
Yeah.
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 100%. It was the purple
Yeah.
and the black, and that's what
Yeah.
it was. Mm-hmm.
With the hat, the cap, everything.
Yep. Yes. I'll get you a hat for your
This is
birthday,
this is
Christmas.
hurtful.
I don't know what's closer.
Very
What were you gonna
hurtful.
say before you were?
Oh,
Sorry,
I
there,
now I
Ben.
have to make it a just I can't there can be no multiversal anything. It's gonna be it just has to be it's just gonna be a buttoned up little story now because I can't have you call my shit out like that.
I don't think I.
That's the secret though. Is we're all just.
I'm sorry.
We're all just Mario Kart characters.
You
We
just
don't know.
fully admitted to fully yoinking a character accent and a concept right out of Pat Edwards.
Nope.
And that you're not gonna
Nope.
do a steal?
Nope.
Not gonna do a steal of this
Nope.
good Zektown stuff that's
Nope.
happening right now?
Mm-mm. Nope.
This tasty, delicious, mind-bending multiversal stuff that's delicious
No.
and very fun.
Nope.
And everyone would have fun if we did
No.
it.
Insight check.
No.
I'm definitely not gonna tell anybody then about campaign 2/3.
Nope. Oh goodness, it's gonna. I'm so excited. Also, like it's fine. I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
1:03.
should too.
It is definitely bedtime. This
My
is
doctor's
supposed to
gonna
be
be
like a
upset.
30-minute thing, and this was gone wildly over time. But this is delightful.
Great time.
Yeah. Also, I feel like there's like a lot of shit that happened this past episode where it was like we kind of needed to like cover a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
Yeah, there
stuff
was.
happening.
Lots of things. I'm so excited for next week.
Same.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be a great time. I know.
I don't even-
They did get juicy.
Know how to write you a recap.
Well,
Trauma happened.
Yeah.
Trust was possibly broken forever? Question mark.
It's literally
And
just trauma
then
in all
they
capital letters. Trauma,
Died.
death.
Yes. Raise the bar for. I'm so tempted to just ban you permanent. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. But yeah, y'all, we will see you. This is the part where I have to tell you guys the schedule for the week because
Oh my
Katie's
god,
not
we definitely
here.
should have done that at the end of last stream.
Yeah, I totally. Yeah.
It's fine.
I wanted to make sure that we got Katie offline so she could
Yeah,
go
fair.
and they would just
Sleep.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Katie had to sleep.
Yeah.
So we've got two like super cool things happening here on AP this week. But before we do that, those of you who are not always on AP or have other channels that you do things on, let's maybe talk about those. Then I'll wrap up with the AP schedule. So, who wants to go first?
Mine is the shortest.
All
You
right.
can find me at thealexeamon.com or that same handle on Instagram or Twitter.
Boom. There you are.
bam.
More content of this handsome fella. Go do the thing.
Awesome. I'll go next. Hi, I am Omar, aka Tailweaver, and you can find me over at A Tale D20s. We're also a TTRPG company, and we are smack dab in the middle of our campaign Descent into the Void, Campaign 2, which is on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern, where you'll see many of these faces right now. As well as we have our Radiant Citadel on Mondays at 7, that is hosted by or ran by Travis. and 2 additional shows: Storybook, run by Zeki himself, and At the Table, which I run interviewing TTRPG content creators.
Hell yeah! For more content with that handsome guy and a bunch of other handsome people on this call, you can pop over to ATOD.
I'm not handsome, I'm pretty, so you won't find me on ATOD. I live here almost all the time. If you really want to see more of my nonsense, I'm mostly on Instagram these days using the handle that I chat with in chat, the Randerson26, and that's about it.
Hell yeah. So for more pretty content of that pretty person, that's where you go. Boom.
It's mostly just pictures of my dog, so prepare yourself.
Very cute dog.
I love dog content. Please locate me on the internet tubes under the handle I am Rachel Quirky, what I've been chatting with this night. And if you're looking for some company on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons, you can join me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/I am Rachel Quirky. Tomorrow we're gonna watch wrestling, and I'm gonna have opinions about it. And mostly by opinions, I mean I'm gonna watch moves happen and write them down and learn them. Please, thank you so much. If you want to see more of me, I'm also on the Sunday ATOD campaign. Very fun. And thank you so much, Ben, for running this game and breaking my baby.
You're so very welcome. You also have another Twitter account, I believe, for other things.
Oh, if you want to know about wrestling more immediately, follow Charles Stunning. They wrestle. They're a tag match winner. They're pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
They possess my body at times for fighting and stripping.
Amazing.
The 2 most important things.
Two vital moments of life: fighting and stripping.
That's
Checks
all.
out.
Everything else is just fluff.
Yeah.
Amazing. So for more pretty and or handsome and or any other adjective that you would like to use,
Violent and
Mother,
sparkly.
Yeah. Please follow Rachel and or Charles. And then last but not least, this week on AP, tomorrow we will be back here at 8 p.m. We will be playing through Chapter 1 of The Black Ballad. We will have some incredible guests who I will leave as a surprise. But I will say that our GM will be the wonderful and talented and also handsome Pat Edwards, which I love Pat's DMing. He's so much fun. And I get to be the Chaos Gremlin that I hate to see at my own table, which is always a good time. And then on Thursday, we will be having the very first episode of How the Fuck here on Twitch. We're recording it live, baby.
Yeah.
With the voice of Wonder Woman, Susan Eisenberg, who is incredible, and also based on all of my short interactions with her thus far, like the kindest person imaginable. That'll also be at 8 p.m. And that's gonna be amazing. We'll ask her all sorts of questions about like voice acting and life and dream projects and all the good stuff, all the burning questions like how the fuck did you make it in voice acting, that sort of thing. So with that said, thank you all for hanging out with us this evening. It's wonderful to see you all back. Thank you all for coming back after a few weeks. We love you all very much, and we will see you, if not tomorrow and if not Thursday, then Tuesday. Ciao, y'all.
Have a good night, everybody.